Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you watched the last video, you would have seen that we had some horrible shake in the steering wheel. And we figured out what that is. So JP tore all this apart, but we just had some parts in the control arm and the link that goes to the steering here that came loose. And it caused the bolts to kind of caused this to relieve a little bit and then started rubbing here. So not a big deal. We put it back together. It got some new bolts for this part here. Loctited them in really good so everything's good and tight. And then we're going to throw it back together, and then we're going to start pulling engines and swapping engines. So it's already been a morning. I have two good cameras. I left them both at the house, so I'm on my phone for now. So, but also, if you watched the last video, you would see that when I raced Johnny, he ran straight out of my life. So he's allowed me to buy the engine that's in his Corvette, and it's going in my Vega, so we should be a whole lot faster. All right, y'all, we're making some progress. Usually I would time lapse this deal, but like I said, I forgot both my cameras at home, and Sam will be bringing them here in a little bit, but this is the less exciting part. We're getting all this fixed, put back together, cleaned up. We'll make it pretty, and then hopefully she's here by the time we start pulling engines out. I'll do a little before video. I'm gonna clean up these rotors a little bit, then I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, that's a little bit better. It's good enough for us. So.
Look better?
Oh yeah. I blinked my eyes for 4 seconds and Johnny's already got the engine out of the vet. A little bit better. That's gonna do it for now for the rotors. I'm not gonna spend too much time on these, so you won't hardly be able to see it anyway. So we'll put this back together and start pulling the engine. All right, everything's buttoned back up over here. It's put together, the brakes are put back together. I have squealing on the other side, so before we pull an engine, I'm gonna take that side apart, put new brakes in that side, and then we should be ready to roll. All right, both sides are wrapped up, so all the safety stuff is good. Everything's nice and tight on this side. There's no movement like there was on this side, but we fixed the issue over here, new brakes, fixed the issue over here, new brakes, so our safety stuff's out of the way. All right, I'm crammed under the Vega here. I'm getting the torque converter bolts out, then we're gonna get the bell housing bolts out, and then we'll get on the top side and get everything out and pull this engine out. Sam is on her way with my cameras, so we can stop doing 10-second updates and actually do some time-lapse video and some and set up the camera and watch this stuff come out. So bear with me here. We're almost there. All right, well, we laid into this thing forever and fought with trying to get a 3-foot-long extension up to the bolts there, and because that's how Johnny put it in, it was just very difficult. And then I had the bright idea to just unfasten the tunnel and get it to it that way. So all the bolts are out, they're backed out, and Johnny's putting the jack under the transmission now, so we can go ahead and start pulling the engine. We just got to disconnect the water pump and all that stuff, but we're about there. All right, 427's in. We're calling it a day because this header is bound up on something and we've fought with it for like 2 hours now. And we're not making any progress, so I think it's hitting the starter. I honestly don't know, but we're taking a break. We'll come back tomorrow. Johnny made the fuel line for this. New carburetor's on. So we made a lot of progress. Rebuilt the front suspension there and fixed all that. But I was hoping to get it done today and get it fired, but this is hanging us up big time. So it'll probably be in the same video, but I'm going to get some rest. We'll come back tomorrow and hopefully wrap this up. All right, back at JP's. We got fresh mines. JP, like I always say, can't help himself. He went ahead and got this header on there right while we were gone, so we don't have to worry about that. Engine plate's got to go on, water pump's got to go on, torque converter bolts, and then other than that, it's hooking up hoses and then a few other incidentals, and we're ready to fire this thing up. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. This will be the moment where I dropped the spacer that goes between the engine plate and the engine tab, and needless to say, it fell, hit the jack stand, and rolled into oblivion. And the compressor had just kicked on, so we could not hear where it went. So it's gone. Pretty sure it doesn't exist anymore. So instead of looking for it anymore, I just went and made a new one. All right, I've got the converter bolts in, evap system's hooked up, JP's putting water in it, and I think we got to do some modifying on the return spring because we have a return spring that's made for our carburetors that obviously doesn't fit because why would it? So we have to modify that, put it on, and I think we're ready to start this thing. I think, unless I'm forgetting anything. So
Johnny just walked away, so we can't ask.
I think we're good to go. As long as I've got everything hooked up there, we're ready to roll. So my shoulder hurts, but I'll get over it.
They're old.
Yep.
Fans working. I've seen the line jump. It ain't going all the way shut either. And I'll handle the gas out here. You go ahead and try it.
Start it?
Yeah. Try it. Try it.
Something's leaking out here.
Fuel. Hold it. Shut it off for a second. Right there. That's where mine always leaks.
You got a leak?
Fuel.
Yeah.
There's not Johnny's carburetor on there, is there?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Turn on the fuel pump again by itself.
You want that back in alignment like it was?
No, it don't have to be right now. Just want to make sure mine's up like it too. Okay, shut it off. Listed here. got it plugged in?
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Ready? Hey Johnny, it must not be on the oil pump. There ain't no oil pressure. Or it's not reading.
Okay.
Is it normal for it to be smoky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad you looked at it. But it is down on the oil pump. It is down.
We hooked it up, didn't we?
Well, it would be oil other places we didn't. So we got the. So what we're gonna do, come out here and take your line loose. Where's the cap for the carburetor? Up there.
I already had a little bit of drama with got this thing started up and didn't have any oil pressure, so it just ended up being the distributor wasn't down on the oil pump. So we got it fixed now. We're gonna fire it up again, and Pappy's taking over the camera. So here we go.
All right, Pappy. Fuel pump.
Still got low oil pressure.
Really?
I can't hear it. I'm gonna leave the ignition off and turn it again.
Okay. That's right. It's gonna need moved again, I guess.
One eternity later.
Okay. Okay, it's coming up, which is what it was doing before, so we'll see.
Okay. Well, try to get
Yeah.
Bounce something down?
No, it came up to about 20 that time. So we're still having some issues with the oil pressure here. For some reason that, excuse me, for some reason that distributor
You're getting good at this, Dave.
is not wanting to turn that oil pump correctly. Last time we started it, it came up and it was moving around, and so we're playing around with it and trying to get it right. So we already have checked the oil pressure on the engine itself. It's fine. We've primed it. We've tried a different distributor or a tool that Johnny's made to check oil pressure, and it's fine. So it's something to do with this distributor, but we'll get it figured out. We're going to try it again now. Hopefully this works. You ready?
Yeah.
What do you need?
I mean, is the coil hooked up?
It was about to hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it bumped right when I let it go.
That's it. Okay. All right. Everything sounds good.
All right, Vega's on the ground. Everything's good. It's got great oil pressure. It looks really good in there. That carburetor looks super nice. this thing is a really expensive piece of trash. I'm getting rid of it. So I'm gonna order me another return spring because frankly, I don't feel safe with that on the car because this is supposed to move. It doesn't. I don't know. The throttle doesn't feel right, but looks good. We might have to get the car aligned a little bit. It's kind of tires kicked out over here, but it's all fixed. It's on the ground, and I think we're ready to run it down the track. Now I've got some stuff going on in the next few weekends. Hunter's getting married, and he planned his wedding on the 4th of June, which is, you know, I asked him to move it, but he won't do it. So we can't go racing that day, so thanks. Other than that, we got a lot of stuff going on soon, but as soon as we can, we're gonna hit a test and tune. And also Johnny's engine will be back soon, and it's going in the vet. So I don't think I've got anything in addition to that. I appreciate you guys watching, and go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. We'll run this thing down the track.